Well, hello everybody. It's your girl Jamilynn. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a very not burgundy, but it's like a dark brown type of like smoky eye look. I want to do something in honor of fall. So I'm going to do a really dark smoky eye. And I've already done my foundation and a highlighting, cream highlighting, and right now I'm just baking. So let's just get into it. So I'm starting off with this palette right here. I've heard that this is like a dupe palette for the Morphe palette. I hope so. Anyways, I'm gonna go in with my blending brush. Well, not that one. I'm going to go with this one right here. I got from Walmart, and I'm gonna go into this shade right here. It's like a sort of orangey toned color, and I will be using my Smashbox palette for this look also. But that'll be more for like the darker tones that would be going onto the lid. So just going to pick up that shade on my shader brush. Make sure I got a lot on there. I'm just going to put this right in the crease. Anybody else watch the premiere of American Horror Story last night? I did. I hated the way they freaking like ended the episode. I'm starting to get freaked out a little bit. I really hope that this season like gives me nightmares. And with this transition shade, what you want to do is you want to kind of blend it up like quite a bit, because you really, really want that nice smoky gradient look. And make sure you bring it into the inner corner. I love doing neutral colors for fall. But when I do drag, generally the shades I will use will be like purples and pinks and reds. And I will be using red in this look, just not yet. I'll be using it a little later on. You'll see why. Well, you'll see how I'm using it. I'm going to bring it up to the brow. You don't have to be clean with it because, like I said, it's just a transition shade. If you wanted to, you could even use the tape method. But I don't use the tape method. Alright. Okay, so next we're going to go into this brown right here. And we're going to go for a more defining brush. So I'm going to take my blending brush. Dip it. Swirl it around a little bit. Tap off the excess. And what I love about fall colors is that you can really get a bunch of different looks with fall colors. Like, I see a bunch of people who are doing these fall looks, so I was like, hey, let me get in on that. In the corner a little bit. I've been trying to do like the halo eyes. Those are so freaking hard to do. Like, it's difficult to try and do it. Because, like, I try and get the inner corner to like, match the intensity as in the outer corner. But every time I do, like, my eye starts to water because I start right here. I can never finish, and I get really irritated. You want to know something funny? This brush that I'm using is really good. It really blends out the shadow. But the funny thing is that I got this brush from Dollar General about 3 years ago. Not all my products are high-end. And that's the one thing I don't like about some makeup artists, is that they say you have to use this type of brush to get this look, or this type of shade to get this look, and that's not even the case. Like, makeup is all working with what you feel comfortable with doing. So I sort of try and, go outside the norm a little bit. Okay, so now for the lid, we're going to jump into this Milani palette right here that I got from CVS. And I'm going to pick up this dark brown right here. And I'm going to take my shader brush, my packing brush, I call it my packer brush. Let's pick up a bunch of that product on the back of this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack this onto the lid. Figure out which, okay. Just pack this onto the lid. This takes a lot of concentration for me. And has anyone else watched the Penny Dreadful movies? Or, show? I love that show. I just finished season 2. And I'm quite disappointed that they're not doing a season 4 after season 3 went off. Because I really like the show. Anyways. So yeah, just keep on packing that shade until you get the desired looks that you want. It's all about, finding what colors work for you and how intense you want your lid color to be. And I like my stuff to be kind of intense. And I don't want this shade to connect with the crease. What we can do is you can go back into that transition shade we took and a little bit of that brown and sort of help merge it together. You want this look to be very blown out and smoky. Go back in more of that brown color. And make sure you're blending that, like, right where that edge is. Like, on the edge, because it'll help diffuse that. And, like, this look can even use with black. I am going to use black, just not right now. Okay. So you see how that gradiates up? And that's what you want, your shadow to look like when you're done with it, is you want it to look really gradiated. I really need a camera. But I'm so tired of using my phone. I love this brown. This is a really nice rich brown. It's like almost a chocolatey brown. Okay, again, go back in with your transition shade and that brown and just merge them together. And you can always just customize this to fit you. You don't have to use these colors that I'm using. Like, you can use purple, oranges, reds, anything that fits you. And now we're going to go to the Smashbox Full Exposure Palette, the mini one. And I'm going to take this shade right here. This is M1. Yeah, M1. I'm just going to pick this up on our blender brush. Coat the whole brush. And we're just going to apply this right, just like on top of that brown that we have, but we're also going to bring it up into the crease. It's also going to help add a lot of dimension. And if you wanted to, you could wing it out a little bit, but I'm not even trying that today. Go back in with that blender brush and blend out those edges. I love doing fall looks. Like, there's so much you can do with the fall look. It's crazy. And when you're blending, like, say you're doing doing this look with me, you want to hold your brush towards the end, because the less pressure you have, the more it's going to be blended. And I used to not know that. So my stuff would look so terrible because I would have too much pressure on my lid. Blend out those edges. Okay, and now it's time for the black. So we're going to take this shader brush right here. This is a Jasmine LaBelle shader brush. And we're going to pick up the black that's in that Milani palette. And just start sweeping this at the base of that brown that we laid down. If you want to, you can bring this up a little bit more just to add more of a gradient look. Like, who here just loves makeup? Like, if I could, I would spend every last dime I had on makeup. Like, I feel like some of this stuff was made just for me. Okay, now going back in with that shader brush, we're just going to blend out those edges with the product existing on that brush from the Smashbox palette. Okay, see how it's really smoky? What you can do, and this is optional, you can take a synthetic brush, like so, these. Make sure there's no product on it, because I use this for my concealer. And what you can do, if I can get some out, is take that brush, pick up any iridescent shadow you have. I'm using a shadow from the Smashbox palette. And you can put this right in the inner corner. So it has just a little pop of shine. It works better when it's wet, but I don't have anything that would help this. Like, I want to get some MAC Fix Plus, because I've heard so many good things about that with, like, pigments and stuff like that. So I really want to try that. Very smoky. Very, very smoky. If you want a little more red tint, what I suggest doing is taking any red shadow you have. I'm using the red from this BH Cosmetics palette. Swirling it on that brush. And you can add this right into that, where that transition shade is. And just lightly sweep it in there. Because it's going to add a little bit more color, like more of a burgundy shade. Do you see the difference? It's a slight difference, but it's a difference. And I love using reds and pinks. Because like I've said before, like purples and anything of that shade really go with green eyes. And so do neutral colors. So anyways, we are going to go ahead and dust away this bake and set the rest of our face. What I used to set my face is going to be really like embarrassing, but someone stole my translucent powder, my Airspun. So what I've been using for translucent powder is baby powder. It works. It's a great substitute because it has no color. I suggest, though, getting the baby powder that has no starch in it, because when it gets wet, like if you apply it with the beauty blender, because I know some people apply it with a beauty blender, some people apply it with a brush underneath the eyes, but if you press too much, you can get that water in there, in that powder, and it'll look like a cake batter. I'm not even kidding. Okay, so now to contour, I am taking a break from the other palette. I'm using this palette right here. I'm using this shade first to sort of set the guideline for my contour. It's a really nice neutral shade. I love it. I love it so much because it's really subtle. But we're going to add more. I like a really nice strong highlight or contour because I really don't have really defined cheekbones. I mean, they're okay, but like they're not like the intensity that I want them to be. Sorry, I got powder in my eyes. And what I love about these powders in this kit is they blend like butter. Like when I first got it, I couldn't get them to blend at all. But the more I worked with them, the more I realized, hey, I just gotta keep blending. I love lots of contour. I'm just excited for all these fall looks I get to do. Because I think fall, you can have more of a different, like, it's a different season, and so you're, like, in a different kind of mood than you are in the summer or even the spring. So, I just really love the fall. Not the weather. I don't like the weather change. Like, the cold and me don't mix at all. I get really cold really easy. And now we're just going to take the darker shade that's right underneath it. I'm just going to help bronze up our face. It's almost like a mauve-y, like, grungy look, now that I think about it. Like 90s grunge. But, you know, I mean, makeup is makeup, and you do with it what you want. Like, there is no real, like, guidebook to makeup. It's just, like, paint your face how you want. And if people judge you for it, screw them, you know? Like, if you like your lips looking like a baboon's butt, be my guest, you know? That's your preference, you know? I mean, I wouldn't do it for normal makeup, but for drag I do. So I know where you're coming from. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip into my trio here. My highlight, contour, and blush that I got from Hard Candy. And I'm going to get that contour. And this contour, I'm only using it to help bronze. Like, it's going to bring back some warmth into my face and just help tie it all together. And it's not too orange. I have one that's really orange, and I don't even know why I use it. It took me forever to realize this, but contour colors actually have like transition shades. Like, I don't know why it took me so long to realize that, but they do. Like, contour, everything has like transition shades. You start off with a lighter contour, which is what I just did, and it's just like doing your eyeshadow. You put the darker colors last. So now we're gonna take that light contour that we used just a minute ago, and we're gonna contour our nose. So go down the sides of your nose. Put a little button on there. Pinched. It's pinched, motherfucker. So, if you want to just define it a little more, you can take that shader brush. Just make sure it's clean first. You don't want to put red on your nose, because that's not cute. Just do a little contouring on the side of your nose. And then you can go over it again with your powder brush that you used a minute ago to set your face. It's just going to help diffuse that line and blend it out more evenly. Okay, now moving on to blush. I'm going to dip into this Arbani blush little single that I have right here. This is in the shade Berry. And I'm going to use my Jasmine Labelle blush brush. Dip into this. Tap off the excess. And I usually apply it on the contour, like right here. And then bring it forward, the excess. See the difference? It's a slight difference, but I do like a lot of blush. Because I am very pale, so I like a lot of color on my face. But when applying blush, always make sure you're brushing backwards. I have my mother's cheekbones. So... and her pale skin. You can get a little on the chin, a little on the nose. Because this is the areas where you usually blush. Like, you usually blush right across here. So, next, we're going to do some highlighting. And I'm going to use this champagne color from my contour palette. And I did cream highlight, too. So, I said all this powder already. But this is going to help re-intensify it. I really want to get some Mary Luminizer by The Balm. Because I had a little bit that one of my friends gave me. But it was just a little bit. Like, not enough to, like, extremely highlight. Because I like to be extremely highlighted. Because being a trans girl and, like, having these male features, for me, it's very disturbing because I want to look as much like a girl as possible. So the more I highlight, like, the more girly I look because it brings forward my features. So I'm going to take that highlight on my finger, apply it to my nose, the tip, and the bridge. And adding a little bit more on the tip will sort of lift my nose. See how more lifted it looks? So I'm going to dip into this highlight from my highlight and contour kit, or thingy. This really light one. I like it because it is so light. It's like a pinky, not white. But I do like this highlight. It just helps bring, brings more light to my face when I go like this. I love all of my makeup. I would not trade any of it for the world. Maybe for a man, I might. Maybe. Make sure you're getting out like Cupid's bow. And the chin. And what you can do is you can go into this bronze. I have a matte bronzer in here. It's a highlight. But what I do sometimes is I'll run my brush through it, and I'll highlight my contour. Like, I'll actually put like a shimmery bronzer in there, and it'll highlight my contour. Sorry, my hair is just, I don't know what it's doing today. Usually when I put up a ponytail, it doesn't act like this. See that? I have a headband on. Hold on. Much better. So to highlight the rest of the cheeks, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get my Jessie LaBelle brush, or my Jessie LaBelle, and I'm going to get this highlighting pink right here, and just to flatten the apples of my cheeks. And that'll also add an extra highlight, but also add like a gradient of a blush. So it really pushes the apples of my cheeks out. Makes you look porcelain, like a doll. And for a little extra highlight, I'm just gonna go over this. Just any places where I put highlight. Just being a little light in my face. I love it. I sort of have quit baking underneath my contour because I don't have translucent powder anymore. I have to use other powders, and I don't really like baking with colored powders. Excuse me, because it adds color to like the face. Oh, there's my blending brush hat. I'm gonna blend this out real quick. Sorry, I lost this brush for like a split second earlier, and it was on my makeup table the whole time. So I might add a little bit more black to this because it's sort of fading away. So I'm gonna take my pencil brush and just pack it, swipe it, whatever you have to do. I love this look. It's been a hot minute since I've done a pure neutral look on my channel. Because me personally, I prefer the vibrant rainbow colors. Except yellow. Well, except for my sunset look. I did yellow. But I will not wear yellow on a regular basis. You can be sure of that. I don't like yellow. Doesn't work well for me. Now we're not going to do much to the bottom of the eyes because we don't want to distract from the drama up here. So it's going to go into that brown that we used on our lid, and we're just going to run this on the lash line. And then take that blending brush and just run it under the lash line. We're not going to add any more colors on the lash line. We're just going to add this one brown. And we're not doing any liner today. I know you're probably like, girl, what is wrong with you? But we don't need liner for this look. So next, I'm going to do my brows. Let me find my brow. Okay, there's that. And my brow powder. I'm still using the LA Colors brow powder because it does work well with me. And then I'm using the Estee Lauder brush in, this is 20. It was a flat angled brush. And if they're really dark, I apologize. I did use this brush for my liquid liner the other day. And I always lick my brush so that more product gets off it. So it's just transferring the liquid liner onto the brow, but I don't mind. I think it adds a nice, like, more defined brows, I guess. Very dramatic. Who else loves makeup? I'm sorry, honestly, I do not know where I'd be with it if I didn't have makeup in my life. Like, I do makeup religiously. You know, because I am trans, and if I'm not wearing makeup, I feel like a boy. And people see me as a boy. And that's not what I want. I want people to see me for who I am. I want someone to love me for who I am, not for what I wear. It's a quote. What I'm going to try and do is get partnered with a makeup brand. I'm going to figure out how to do it. Okay. And I'm going to try and do a giveaway if I can get a hold of someone. But that'll take a while because first I want to get partnered up with like Too Faced or Tarte, because I love their products, and I know that not many people get partnered with Sephora, so that's why I would not go and get partnered with Sephora. But it may take a while, so I wouldn't hold your breath for that long. So what I'm going to do for lips, let me clean my brush, because I'm doing something really unconventional here. Let me clean I use baby oil to clean my stuff. I like to wipe my face off, I use baby oil. Okay. So, First things first, I'm going to line my lips. This is like a really nice brown color. So I'm going to line my lips with this. Sorry that I'm so quiet. It just takes a lot for me to focus. Because lips are the hardest part for me. You know what? I changed my mind. I am not doing anything bold. I'm just going to go in with this nude lipstick for this look. Because I feel like it matches. I mean, it's not really a nude, but I mean, it works. And finally, we're nearly done. We just have to do mascara. And I'm not doing false lashes. You do not have to do false lashes with this look. False lashes are completely optional. So just go ahead and coat your existence with your lashes. If I had a lash curler, girl, I would have curled my lashes up to Jesus. As Patrick Star says. But I generally wear false lashes when I'm doing a good look like this. But like I was gonna say I want to keep it simple, but girl, this ain't simple. But I didn't want the lashes to cover up the hard work that we done. Alright. And that's our eyes done. Alright, well, this is the look for today. I want to thank you for watching. And let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see next. I'd really appreciate your comments, your concerns about anything else that is going on in your life. If you have anything you want to talk about, hit me up on Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram. I'll leave all that link down below. And I will see you all next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.